Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Persephone's Pantry. So one of my all-time favorite things to eat is tacos, and I'm going to show you today how to make my Chipotle black bean tacos. Okay, so to kick things off, I'm going to roughly slice 2 spring onions, and then I'm going to fry off a cup of frozen corn and a tin of black beans, which is roughly 270 grams, I think, once drained. So drain and rinse your beans, and then we'll fry them off in a second. I'll just roughly chop these 2 spring onions. And I have to tell you, when I first became, when I first decided to eat a lot less meat, one of the things I was a bit worried that I wouldn't be able to eat anymore was tacos, because it's one of my favorite things. So I came up with this recipe for my spicy black bean tacos, and I will never look back because they are just so delicious. And I think it's really important to make every single element that you put in the taco like just as delicious as the main component. So I've just started off by giving this preheated pan a nice big glug of olive oil, and then I'm going to put in my spring onions. Listen to that sizzle. Oh, lost a few on the way, but that's fine. Just going to turn down this heat. And then I'm going to throw in my beans and my corn. Just get that frying nicely. Woo! That's almost as excited as I am about these tacos. Okay, so now this has been frying off for a minute or so. I'm now going to add some flavor. So we've got a nice teaspoon of sweet paprika, and then some smoky paprika, a nice heaped teaspoon. That's a very generous teaspoon. And then to get a little bit of heat in there, a tiny, like maybe 1/3 of a teaspoon of chili powder. And then my secret ingredient, which is not so secret anymore, is a teaspoon of vegetable stock, like powdered vegetable stock. Give that a nice old stir. Oh, those flavors and smells smell so good. And then we are going to finish it off with a teaspoon of coriander powder, and then some cumin. And I'm not going to add any more salt because that vegetable stock will be absolutely enough saltiness. So just going to fry all of that off together, get them all kind of happily married. Smells so good. I'm just going to let that sit for a second, and then I'm going to add some water. Okay, so I actually lied to you. Sorry about that. I'm going to add a teaspoon of Chipotle for my Chipotle beans. Wouldn't be Chipotle beans without Chipotle, would it? So I'm going to put a teaspoon of that. It's quite fiery, so don't overdo it, but the flavor of the smokiness of that Chipotle is delicious. So I'm just using adobo Chipotle sauce. You can buy that in most supermarkets now. And then I will add the water. Okay, so I've just boiled the kettle, and I'm just gonna, just a splash, don't overdo it. You don't want them to be completely watery, but this will give it kind of a really nice sauce. You don't want them to be too dry. And then what we'll do is we'll just let that kind of sit for about 5 minutes, and then we will assess whether we need more water. Okay, so while our beans are simmering away nicely, I thought I'd get on with a couple of other components to go with our tacos. And obviously when you have tacos, it's gonna involve an avocado. So I'm just going to make a super simple smashed avo just with some lime juice, salt and pepper. So I'm just gonna cut it like this. So to remove the seed, just firmly stab it like that. And then I'm just going to scrape the contents of the avocado with a spoon. You make sure that it's a really ripe avocado. Like, this is absolutely perfect. It's really beautiful avocado. And then I'm just going to squeeze some lime. Oh, this is absolutely beautiful. Squeeze some lime in there to make it easy to smash. And then that's pretty much my smashed avo. And if you want to add some tomato or some red onion to make it a bit more like a guacamole, then you can absolutely do so. I just like keeping it quite simple. Okay, so I'm gonna make a super quick and easy Chipotle mayo to go with our tacos. So just a tablespoon of mayonnaise in with a teaspoon of the adobo Chipotle sauce. And then I'm gonna just give it a little squeeze of lime juice. And this is so yum. It really ties in everything with the tacos. And that is looking perfect. And it's as easy as that. Okay, so I've got some components that I like serving with the tacos here. And one of them is a slaw, more like a deconstructed slaw, because you can really control the level of spice with the slaw. So as this is a great one for if you've got friends around, and it's a great sharing one, so everyone can kind of, you know, pick their own, choose their own adventure kind of thing. So I've just got some shredded cabbage, carrot, coriander and some lime, and people then can just pick what they like. And I've got some pineapples, just some dice because it's fun, some tomato, some cheese and some coriander, and then obviously we've got our avo and our mayonnaise. Okay, so these have been cooking for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I just let them sit for about another 10 minutes, and they are looking really, really good. They're kind of still a little bit saucy, but you don't want them runny, if that makes sense. And then we're gonna add a little sprinkle of coriander for some color and some extra flavor. And now these are ready for assembling. So my favorite part is obviously eating the tacos, but before we can eat them, we have to assemble them. So let's get assembling. So I've just heated these tacos, they're just corn tortillas, up on the frying pan just for a couple of minutes on each side, just to warm them through. And then let's choose our own adventure. So I always start with some of the Chipotle mayo. I'm just gonna make one for now. Some of the Chipotle mayo, and then some avocado. Let's be quite generous. And then some of the beans. You can really just, you know, do whatever tickles your fancy. If you've got some cucumber or red onion, you can add that. Let's load this up. Let's not be shy here. Add some of the slaw. What else? Some pineapple, because that sweetness will be so delicious with the spiciness of the Chipotle. Some cheese. Obviously leave that out if you're vegan. And also I forgot to say, if you are vegan, then you can just use vegan mayo for the Chipotle, or just have Chipotle by itself. It's delicious. Coriander, and that is ready to shove in my mouth. Okay, so I don't usually eat on camera because I'm a bit of a messy eater, but I feel like it would be rude not to when something is this delicious. And also I can't wait, so here goes. I need a moment. That is so delicious. You get the real kick from the Chipotle, and is a must try. These tacos are beautiful. So there you have it, my Chipotle black bean tacos, which are a definite crowd pleaser. So don't forget to give these a go this week. And if you do so, take a snap and tag me on Persephone's Pantry on Instagram. And if you haven't already done so, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and look out for more recipes just like this one. And thanks for watching, and see you next time. Mwah! Bye guys.